Good afternoon, people. Ryan Williams, ASC, back with another match review. Arsenal 4, Newcastle 0. Listen, that was a great game. Definitely a second half to remember. Definitely in terms of goals. And, well, two out of form players definitely turned up. Saw a wicked performance from Dani Ceballos. Eddie Nketiah started off the game. Lacazette was dropped. Another great performance by the young 18-year-old Bukayo Saka. And of course, before we get into everything, of course, guys, if you're new to the channel, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Of course, those subscriptions are important. Make sure you click the links in the description box. Of course, follow the social at Casted series as well. That's also on the Ryan's War channel. Stay tuned for more episodes. So, let's get into it. Let's start with the starting lineup, of course, for Arsenal. Bert Leno was selected. Hector Bellerin. Pretty much the back line, like I suggested. Bellerin, Luiz, Mustafi, Saka. Midfield was a little bit of a change. We saw Granit Xhaka in. We saw Dani Ceballos coming in for Lucas Torreira, who starts on the bench. We also saw Mesut Ozil just in front of them. And up top, we saw Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, we saw Nicolas Pepe, and we saw Eddie Nketiah get the start. So, with this first half, I have to say, it wasn't really convincing a lot. I've got to say, like, Newcastle, have to give them props. They sat very deep, waited for us to count, so they can counter. Of course, you look at the pace they have. The guys like Almiron, of course. They're signing of St. Maxim, you know what I mean? They had the strength for Joe Linton as well. And to give Newcastle credit, I thought they played well. Our old nemesis in Danny Rose, the Spud, of course, playing for Newcastle now at the moment. So, you knew he was getting booed up the place every time he touched the ball. Do you know what I'm saying? But overall, I got to say, we were pretty lucky not to concede. Do you know what I mean? In the first half, especially the second half, we're not going to get into. But needless to say, the second half where we really started to pick up some things, of course. Pick up some chances, I say. Of course, opening the first goal, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang with a header, the captain. And what an absolute wicked cross from Nicolas Pepe. Literally from outside the box, whips it in with a cross. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang getting a strong head to it. 1-0. Within a minute, two later, Bukayo Saka absolutely skimming up their newest acquisition. Forgive me, I can't remember his name. Their right back, who's on loan from Inter Milan. And I think he got two of them. He actually nutmegged one of them. Drilled it across the box, and Nicolas Pepe just cuts it and just taps it home. 2-0 to the Arsenal. And we were really starting to control the game from then. Newcastle looked a little bit flat. Looked like they'd come out of their positioning a lot because they were sitting deep. Again, coming with that same tactic to just counter us whenever we lose the ball. Because let's face it, we haven't really been as steady as we've been under Mikel Arteta. Even though we've been having a lot of draws, there's been a few little bits of mistake. But, hey, the buy trading seems to have paid off in this match, definitely. And let's move things further on. We saw Alexander Lacazette come on for Eddie Nketiah, Eddie, I felt at times he had one opportunity, which I felt he just overthought it, which is kind of funny. We've been saying the same thing about Alexander Lacazette. But he didn't really take his chance. I felt Eddie should have definitely tried to make more of a go of his chances today. There was a few times in the first half I felt, he didn't really have that much service. The ball was more on like Saka's side rather to oppose in the middle. So he didn't really get as much service as he should have. But within the chances that he had, which were not many, I felt he could have really tried to make the most of them, but he didn't, unfortunately. But I'm sure there'll be more starts for Eddie Nketiah until, now listen to this, Mesut Ozil got the goal. Now, of course, this one, I've been screaming and moaning about Mesut Ozil for ages, that he doesn't do much. He prefers to pass and shoot. And today, I actually saw Mesut Ozil driving in the attacking's final third, and actually looked like he was going to do something. But he does the little passes he does, and Pepe gets the ball, licks it to Lacazette. Lacazette tries to make a shot, and as we all know, Lacazette hasn't been on form as of late. He basically gets the Bellerin. I'm sorry, I'm getting confused with Lacazette's goal. But Bellerin gets the ball, in fact. Bellerin crosses it. Lacazette takes the touch. And then, he tries to take a shot, but obviously he was a bit off balance. And Ozil literally comes and taps that in home. And I don't know how the keeper didn't get that, but I'm glad the keeper didn't get that. Mesut Ozil gets on the score sheet. And it's been a while since we've seen Ozil score. And we all know Ozil plays well at home. Which is funny enough, I didn't even pick him in my starting lineup. But hey, this is what Ozil does. But we need to be seeing this more for Mesut Ozil. Alexander Lacazette finally gets on the score sheet, courtesy of Nicolas Pepe. In fact, I have to give props to Joe Willock. After Ozil goal and then Joe Willock come on, Joe Willock showed that energy that we needed. Listen, the starting lineup was a little bit questionable. I'll get into that in a sec. But to see Joe Willock come on and literally create a threat for us, and literally go out there and help support. And literally, that pass, I thought that was an absolute delicious pass he did once he got the ball from, who was it from? Apologies, man. I'm still jumping up and down in my brain right now. Listen, that pass was delicious. Pepe gets it. He sees Lacazette. He knows Lacazette's been down and out on form. And he just slices it to Lacazette, just curls it. First time finish in the top corner. The Emirates is erupting. Lacazette is smiling, which we've been missing for a while. The whole team bundles him pretty much like he was the winner of the cup final. But it just shows how important it was for Alexander Lacazette to get back on the score sheet. For months, he has not been scoring, and we've been moaning, we've been upset. His work rate was slightly going down because he still had that, even though when he wasn't scoring as much. But, listen, props to Lacazette, props to Pepe. But for me, it's tough to even pick a man of the match because I thought Ceballos was exceptional today. Absolutely exceptional. I think Arteta is definitely going to have his hair pulled out of this one. Because if Ceballos keeps performing like this, someone's place is going to start looking a bit uncertain. Do you know what I mean? Hopefully that's not, Lucas Torreira. But listen, no one's safe is placed. No one's place is safe in this team anymore. It's actually comfortability zone that we've seen under Emery and we've seen under Arsene Wenger. So, listen, I was a little bit worried not seeing Torreira there, not seeing Martinelli there. But listen, guys, we got the 3 points. We're back to 10th, point behind Manchester United. And listen, if we can somehow get another 3 points in our next match, then I don't see why not. Our chances of trying to get back into the top 4, the top 5, or whatever's going on with this situation. 5th is more likely up for grabs for Champions League qualification, of course, due to Manchester City being disqualified out of the Champions League for the next 2 seasons. And of course, they currently hold 2nd place. So that means an extra spot would be open for Champions League spot. Can we get it? Time will tell. Again, we need to go on a consecutive run. But yeah, going back to what I was saying about man of the match. Sorry for flip-flopping around, guys. But Ceballos or Saka, for me, those are the two, or even Pepe. But then again, I think Pepe slightly doesn't deserve it because there was a few chances where, I felt he was taking it too easy a little bit. But listen, the man's got 2 assists today and he got a goal as well. Excellent from Nicolas Pepe. But for Ceballos to dictate the game in the central half of that midfield. And Bukayo Saka just never gives up. And, listen, with this contract situation, Arsenal need to tie him down. I don't care what they got to do. Bukayo Saka has definitely got a big, bright future for Arsenal. And he's not even a left back. So imagine what he can do in his natural position. We haven't really seen much of it this season, obviously due to the injuries of Sead Kolasinac, who was on the bench today, and of course Kieran Tierney. So guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section on, of course, who should have got man of the match. Bukayo Saka, Dani Ceballos. Those are my 2 options anyways. Or if you have anyone else different in mind, let me know in the comment section. Ozil, Lacazette, they both scored today. Lacazette got an assist as well for Ozil's goal, funnily enough. So, listen, let me know your thoughts in the comment section on that, the team's performance. Props to Newcastle, man. They tried, in the first half, and I actually thought we were in trouble. Of course, St. Maximin, who I think was probably the eye target to watch out for in this game. He wasn't quiet. He was taken better in for a little bit of a run, a little bit of a stroll a couple times, and we got very lucky. He hit the post where Arsenal slowly started to lapse. And I think that was after 2 goals down, but luckily we picked it back up. But we got to start winning these games. Next up, I'm pretty sure in the Europa League we got Olympiacos, so that will be interesting. Another away day in Athens, so watch out for the match preview for that. And of course, after that, we host Everton at home, which another game that will not be easy. If you remember where, Freddie Ljungberg's last game, 0-0, do you know what I mean? Now they got Carlo Ancelotti at the helm, as well as we got Mikel Arteta at the helm. So time will tell, guys. So guys, let's just celebrate this win. Yes, we're still 10th, but regardless of that, 4-0, Lacazette scores, Aubameyang scores, Ozil scores, Pepe scores, Ceballos, Saka, amazing game for them. And Mikel Arteta, it keeps on impressing us, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe. Of course, click the links in the description for more episodes of Social Outcasting. Go back and check out the previous episode, and have a good evening. Peace.